Hello and welcome to the 90th tutorial in the Bootstrap free series. In this part we're going to be looking at a loading button. We'll be using the 6th tutorial for the source code, so if you don't have it, don't worry, there'll be a link in the description. You can do much more with buttons. We will look at creating a button that has a loading state. We will have two buttons. The first you click and the button starts loading. And the second one you click to stop the first one from loading. In a real life example, you would trigger the stop loading when the content you are loading has loaded. So you just like have one button, you click, I don't know, loading, and you might not be loading, it might be saving, for example. So you might click a button, it may change to saving text, it won't be clickable anymore, the color will change to convey that something is occurring or it's not clickable anymore. Usually it'll be grayed out slightly, yeah. And when it's saved, it'll go back to its regular state, which probably was save, and maybe have some sort of alert or some sort of text on one of the elements saying it's successfully saved or it hasn't successfully saved, and maybe the reason why. So let's open up our project in a text editor. And then if we just scroll down, I'm just going to add a couple of buttons. Actually, yeah, I'll add them after the row and the column, but as an extra task, put it within the row and column to see how they react when resizing. So I'm going to do button, type equal button, this ID is going to be loading. This is what I'm going to use to change the states. Data loading dash text. So this is obviously the text that's going to appear when it's loading, when its state is set to loading, I should say. Class equals btn. All this button stuff has been covered before, so we're not going to really go into any depth. Autocomplete equal off. Actually, was there something wrong? No, it's just those three dots there. It made me feel like there's something wrong, but it's okay. I'm going to start loading. And now what I'm going to do is simply copy and paste this. I'm going to change this to stop loading. The ID will be stop loading. I actually don't need any data loading text because this button isn't going to be loading. Autocomplete is off, it's fine. So if we save this and now run this in our web browser, I've got two buttons. I click start loading, nothing happens. Click stop loading, nothing happens. The reason is because our website doesn't know what to do with those buttons yet. It doesn't know whether it's just for aesthetics or it actually has some functionality. We need to actually use some jQuery to make this work. It's actually really simple. So if we just go here, I'm just going to put two script tags, and inside here I'm just going to do dollar hash loading dot on. Yep, I'm going to inside here put click. So when it's clicked, I'm going to run this function. It's just an inline function. You can abstract it if you're going to be reusing it several times, but we're not. So I'm just going to put this dot button loading dot delay, and that's all I'm going to do for this. And then for the next one, actually let's just indent the code. I'm just going to copy and paste this. I'm going to have it as click, and for this I'm going to put stop loading. So when the stop loading button is clicked, instead of actually setting the button to loading, what I'm going to do, for starters, this needs to change to hash loading, simply because this, if we use this keyword, it'll apply this JavaScript code, this jQuery code I should say, to the stop loading button, whereas we don't actually want that. So in here I'm just going to put reset, so it resets the button, and we can get rid of this. And now if we just run it in our web browser, click start loading, as you can see the state has changed to loading. I can't do anything with it, but when I click stop loading, it has stopped loading. Let me just go back to here. I think I even need this delay. go back, refresh, stop loading, and then when I click, start loading, then when I click stop loading, it stops loading. That's it. It's really that easy to use buttons that have a loading state. The next part of this series we'll look at single toggle buttons. If you have any questions, feel free to message us at support@sonarsystems.co.uk. All the required source code will be in the description. To see over 3,200 videos completely free just like this one, visit sonarlearning.co.uk. Get there today and sign up for free, which allows you to take private notes against any single video. And as usual, thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.